What's up, fight fans? Mainman Mademan here. Y'all know how I get down. We talking boxing, man. What up to the fam? And what up to everybody in Mainman Mademan's boxing form? Hey, look, man, the thing is this. Look like we got us a cool-ass treat coming up in the fight game, fight fans, where we got two-division former unified champion Shakur Stevenson going up against Edwin De La Santos on November the 16th for the vacant WBC title at 135 pounds. This fight right here has a lot of heavy implications to it, man. A fight that I'm really looking forward to, and I'm sure a lot of the fans out there as well, because this is definitely high-level style boxing. We got Edwin De La Santos coming into this fight, man, coming off two of his best victories of his career by defeating Joseph Adorno as well as Jose Rayo Valenzuela. It's interesting, man. He's a real tough Southpaw. He says he's been wanting this fight with Shakur Stevenson for quite some time. He's in different interviews stating that, you know, his power is going to be the sure thing that shines through all of the skill and the skill set of Shakur Stevenson, and that just remains to be seen. And so a lot of folks are looking forward to this fight. The beautiful thing politically about this fight is that normally Edwin De La Santos fights with premier boxing champions and Shakur Stevenson fights with top-ranking ESPN. But however, this is a great opportunity for Edwin De La Santos, and so he's supposedly crossing the street to go and try to make his dreams happen. And I respect that 150%. The thing is, man, going into this fight, man, a fighter that sparred both of these dudes, Richardson Hitchison, a fighter that a lot of folks are keeping their eye on as well. He's been in a ring and sparred both of these fighters, and he's calling this fight a 50-50 fight. He's saying that he believes that Edwin De La Santos has power, and he can punch, and he can box. And he also has some things that Shakur Stevenson don't have. Edwin also feels as though his power could nullify a lot of Shakur Stevenson's boxing ability. That just once again remains to be seen. But that's interesting coming from the point of view of Richardson Hitchison. You know, people are wondering, is this going to be Shakur Stevenson's biggest threat? I think the jury is still kind of out in this particular situation. The reason I say that, fight fans, is though because Edwin De La Santos is moving around and, like I say, toting his power, and he has a very good knockout percentage. I mean, he's doing his thing in the ring, you know, and on top of that, he does have very good boxing ability where he moves to different angles. He's very precise, throws crisp and hard punches, doesn't really waste a lot. We've seen once again in the Jose Valenzuela fight, he fought in an aggressive fight where he got into an all-out fight in that fight, got knocked down in that fight, but however got the heart to get back up, get right back into the fight and stop Jose Valenzuela. It was it was action-packed, man. And he has this thing where he showed in that fight he's willing to punch with you. That's something that if we get that kind of fight, which I seriously doubt you'll get that kind of fight from Shakur Stevenson. But if that fight broke out, this guy is willing to punch with you, and he has the ability to catch you with sneaky little punches when he fights in that fashion, because once again, he has the heart to punch with you. But don't see it. But he relies heavily on his power, and he has been defeated one time in his career. He's been defeated by a fighter named William Foster. William Foster is a very good fighter, and William Foster feels as though the reason that he beat this dude is because he mostly beat him mentally. And he felt as though like he made it a fight where your power wasn't going to be a factor. And he says that, you know, because he throws hard, he thought that was going to be enough, and it wasn't enough. And so it wounded his pride mentally, and it pretty much destroyed him. And he lost a split decision to William Foster, and he's since wanted to get the rematch with William Foster, but William Foster don't want to hear nothing about it right now. He's moved forward with his career. And so, but however, since then, once again, that defeat, Edwin De La Santos has gotten even better wins and put his name back on the map, fought his way from that defeat, fought his way from being knocked down on the canvas. So this shows tremendous heart when it comes to Edwin De La Santos. Now, another big thing about him is that, look, man, we know Shakur's a Southpaw, and that's going to be very interesting. But also, Edwin De La Santos is a Southpaw, so it may take away some advantages that Shakur normally has versus a lot of other fighters. And also, when you think about he stopped Jose Rayo Valenzuela was a Southpaw. So even though that turned into a 5-fight and all out pretty much war, it still was a southpaw, and it didn't kind of deter much in Edwin De La Santos and how he approached that fight. Edwin De La Santos' criticism is, since we seen him get knocked down in that fight and also wobbled a couple other times in other fights, the jury is out on how good his chin is, especially on the elite level. And Shakur Stevenson, his punching ability, since he's been moving through fights and moving through classes, he's been shown to be a much better puncher and a much meaner and harder puncher as of recent. And so people are wondering, will the chin of Edwin De La Santos, though he's a hard puncher, if you take the power away from him, as Shakur Stevenson can do with his defensive skill set, make him miss and also make him pay. I mean, if you take his power away from him, fight fans, and he gets caught too much on that chin, will he be exposed? Something I think that the jury may still be out on as well. Now, I mean, this is going to be a good fight, man. Really, really good fight. I'm really, really looking forward to. Shakur Stevenson, once again, he recognizes what's in front of him. He calls Edwin De La Santos a boxer puncher. And he says that, look, this dude can punch, and he's really impressed with the wins that he has over Joseph Adorno and Jose Valenzuela. But you got to admit, man, I don't think that Shakur Stevenson is going to fight like either one of those dudes. Shakur's not going to fight the kind of fight that Rayo fought, where he was kind of walking up on Edwin De La Santos very recklessly and, like I said, pushing more so for a 5-fight. I don't think that Shakur would do that. If Shakur is more defensively minded, he will be cautious and keep his distance a lot, use a lot of his reflexes more and his athletic ability. And that's how Shakur Stevenson always fights, even when he's being aggressive. Also in the Joseph Adorno fight, man, he had more of a docile opponent in that fight, in my opinion. He wasn't really putting out much. He wasn't giving Edwin De La Santos much to think about. Edwin was kind of teeing off on him a lot. Was the more talented and more gifted fighter, had better hand speed, much more better power. Joseph just looked totally defeated on every level in that fight, and I don't see Shakur fighting in that manner as well. So I just think that he's not neither one. He's levels above the two best wins on Edwin De La Santos' record. But Edwin De La Santos is full of momentum. He's taking the chance. He's taking the opportunity. And on top of that, fight fans, he's a damn good fighter. Once again, good hand speed, zippy punches, good accuracy, good coordination, good boxing ability, good feet, good defense. All of that is good. He's not a rock'em sock'em robot fighter. He's not a heavy brawler, nothing to that effect. He can be if that fight breaks out. But he shows a lot of technique and a lot of boxing ability when he fights. And he's a southpaw. So all good makes for an interesting fight. I believe that I'm leaning Shakur Stevenson, though, for this fight. I think that Shakur Stevenson is hungry to become a 3-division champion. And Shakur Stevenson felt as though defensively he can't, even though he may have all of this power, you still got to land that power. You still got to hit me. And Shakur's going to be very elusive in this fight. Make him miss, make him pay, use length, use distance, make him cover real estate, set traps, all the things that Shakur just does very, very well. This is why he makes my top pound for pound list, fight fans, because just Shakur is a jack of all trades. And so at the end of the day, I think he'll use all of these abilities, and there'll be a little too much more than what Edwin De La Santos has ever seen, and too much of a handful for him to deal with. But gonna be a good ass fight, man. November the 16th for a vacant strap, man. We'll see the implications of this fight, man. Edwin De La Santos taking the trip across the street. Big ups to him, man. Thumbs up on the way out if you didn't hit it on the way in. Share. Rock those bells, man. I catch up with y'all in the next live stream, fam. Until the next video. Peace out.